English story, motivational video, love story. These three phrases tumbled around in John's mind as he gazed out over the city from his small apartment. The sun was just beginning to rise, casting a golden hue over the buildings, and for a moment, the world seemed full of endless possibilities. John had always believed in the power of stories to transform lives, to inspire and to heal, and he often found himself lost in the pages of a book or captivated by the narrative of a heartfelt movie. Little did he know, his own story was about to unfold in a way that would forever change his life. John was a writer by profession, though not a particularly successful one. He had published a few short stories in obscure literary journals, but his dream of writing a novel that would touch the hearts of millions remained just that, a dream. His days were spent in a monotonous routine, working a part-time job at a local bookstore to make ends meet, while scribbling away in his notebook during every free moment. Despite the challenges, John remained hopeful, driven by an unwavering belief in his potential. One crisp autumn day, as he was shelving books at the store, a woman walked in and caught his eye. She was beautiful, with a graceful presence that made the world around her seem to pause for a moment. Her name was Ava. She had come into the store looking for a book on motivation and self-improvement, a genre that had recently become a source of comfort for her. Ava had her own struggles. She was an artist who had lost her inspiration and was grappling with the fear of never finding it again. Their first conversation was brief but memorable. John recommended a book that had always inspired him, and as their hands brushed when she took it from him, a spark ignited. Ava smiled, and John felt a warmth he hadn't known in years. She thanked him and left, leaving John with a sense of longing he couldn't quite explain. Days turned into weeks, and Ava became a regular visitor at the bookstore. Each time she came in, they talked a little longer, their conversations ranging from their favorite books to their deepest fears and dreams. John learned that Ava had once been a successful painter, but a series of personal setbacks had left her questioning her talent and worth. In return, John shared his own struggles with writing and the relentless pursuit of his dreams despite numerous rejections. Their bond grew stronger with each meeting, and soon they found themselves spending time together outside the bookstore. They wandered through art galleries, discussing the pieces that moved them, and sat in cozy cafes, sipping coffee and sharing stories. Ava began to feel a resurgence of inspiration, and John found himself writing with a newfound vigor. They became each other's muse, drawing strength from one another in a way neither had experienced before. One evening, as they walked through a park illuminated by the soft glow of street lamps, John took Ava's hand and led her to a bench. The air was cool and crisp, and the leaves crunched beneath their feet. John had been carrying a small notebook, and with a nervous smile, he handed it to Ava. "I've been working on something," he said softly. "It's a story. Our story, actually. I wanted you to read it." Ava took the notebook, her heart swelling with emotion. She opened it and began to read, her eyes tracing the words that described their journey together. The moments of joy, the struggles, the unspoken feelings that had brought them closer. As she read, tears welled up in her eyes. "John, this is beautiful," she whispered. "You've captured everything. Even things I didn't realize I felt." John looked at her, his eyes filled with hope. "I wanted you to know how much you mean to me, Ava. You've changed my life in ways I can't even begin to describe. I love you." Ava's heart ached with a mixture of joy and sadness. She had fallen for John too, but there was something she hadn't told him, something that had been weighing heavily on her mind. She took a deep breath, trying to steady her trembling voice. "John, I love you too," she began. "But there's something you need to know. I've been diagnosed with a chronic illness. It's not something that can be cured. It's going to get worse over time." John felt like the ground had been pulled from beneath him. He stared at Ava, his mind racing. "What are you saying, Ava?" "I'm saying that our time together might be shorter than we hoped," she said, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to lose you. But you deserve to know the truth." John's heart shattered, but he pulled Ava into his arms, holding her tightly. "Ava, I'm not going anywhere. We will face this together. I love you, and nothing will change that." In the months that followed, John and Ava's love deepened as they navigated the challenges of her illness. John became Ava's rock, supporting her through the difficult days and cherishing the moments of joy they shared. He continued to write, pouring his heart into his work, inspired by the strength and resilience Ava showed every day. Ava, too, found solace in her art once more. With John's encouragement, she began painting again, creating pieces that reflected the beauty and pain of their journey. Her work gained recognition, and she held an exhibition that was met with acclaim. Her paintings were a testament to their love, a love that had triumphed over adversity and transformed their lives. As time passed, Ava's condition worsened, but John remained by her side, loving her fiercely. They knew their time was limited, but they made the most of every moment, finding joy in the simple things. Walks in the park, quiet evenings at home, and the comfort of each other's presence. One winter morning, as snow gently fell outside their window, Ava took John's hand in hers. Her strength was fading, but her love for him burned as brightly as ever. "John," she whispered, "thank you for making my life beautiful. You've given me more than I could ever have dreamed." John's eyes filled with tears as he kissed her hand. "Ava, you've been my inspiration, my love, my everything. Thank you for showing me what true love is." Ava smiled weakly, her eyes closing as she took a final peaceful breath. John held her close, his heart breaking but filled with gratitude for the time they had shared. In the weeks that followed, John struggled with the grief of losing Ava, but he found solace in writing, channeling his pain and love into a novel that told their story. A story of love, resilience, and the enduring power of the human spirit. The book was published and became a bestseller, touching the hearts of readers around the world. John continued to live his life with the lessons Ava had taught him. He cherished every moment, embraced his passions, and found strength in the memories of their love. Ava's paintings, too, continued to inspire others, a lasting legacy of the beauty she had brought into the world. Years later, as John stood before a crowd at a book signing, he looked out at the faces of his readers and felt a profound sense of fulfillment. He had achieved his dream, but more importantly, he had experienced a love that had changed him forever. With a smile, he signed the last book of the evening and quietly thanked Ava for giving him the story of a lifetime. In the quiet moments, John would often return to the park where they had first confessed their love. He would sit on the same bench, feeling Ava's presence beside him, and remember the journey they had shared. Their love story had been filled with both joy and sorrow, but it had ultimately been a testament to the power of love to heal, inspire, and transform. John knew that Ava's spirit lived on in his words, her art, and in the hearts of those who had been touched by their story. He carried her memory with him always, a source of strength and inspiration that would never fade. And in that enduring love, he found the motivation to continue writing, to continue living, and to continue believing in the beauty of life, no matter how fleeting it might be. In the end, John and Ava's story was more than just a love story. It was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the power of creativity, and the transformative nature of true love. It was a reminder that even in the face of life's greatest challenges, love has the power to uplift, to inspire, and to create a legacy that endures long after we are gone. And that, John knew, was the greatest story of all.